Okay, so in this field what we're going to do is put some throw and grow on there and some quick plot. Pretty much the same thing, just a little different. This is a Cabela's brand. And the reason they call it throw and grow, it's a quick green up type of thing. There's annual ryegrass in here and oats, so it's mostly oats and rye. And that'll grow anywhere. It'll grow very quickly as long as there's moisture. And that'll green up, and then we'll kill it off in the fall and put brassicas down, and then we should be good. We should have gotten rid of all the stiltgrass when we spray this grass and kill it. That'll probably choke some of it out. We'll make sure that we don't let anything go to seed, and we should have a clean seed bed in the fall. And fall is a good time to put your clovers in with your brassicas. So we'll probably put like oats, brassicas, and clovers in the fall, and it'll turn into clover in the following spring. We'll have a nice clover food plot. This used to be a beautiful plot of clover here, and it got taken over. So time to start over, regroup. It didn't get maintained, so I'm helping this landowner get it refreshed.
58 and 62.
58, gear number 58 stamped on the side, and 62 will give us
75 pounds an acre.
75 pounds if you're planting soybeans.
Yep.
So we have my special secret sauce custom mix in there.
Here, you want to video your custom tag?
Boom. Then, according to the instructions, we have 26 turns of the wheel, and we're going to weigh that now. It goes into the tray here. You turn that tray upside down and it moves the funnels over so that it doesn't funnel down, it catches everything. So you're going to pull that tray out there? Okay, then I got my food scale calibrated to the bucket. It's a little off, but it's good enough. That's not that easy to do, is it? Somehow I thought that would be some of my small seed is.
See, they're all stuck up in these.
They're getting caught. The sunflowers are getting caught, aren't they? Alright, we lost a few, that's okay. It's not like we're planting.
See, there's rings on here and they're stuck in these rings.
Yeah, they're stuck in there. Alright. Alright, so we got a pound, we got a pound. And then you're supposed to multiply that by what? So we're using the Genesis 5, so you multiply by 81.7. And
well, that's 81.7 pounds. That's pretty easy.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. So if you had a Genesis 8, it'd be 50.
So that's probably about right.
You want to leave it like that?
Yeah, he
80
said
pounds?
put 8. He said put.
Okay, so you put the tray back in with the funnels pointed down through the feed holes. This setup's got wheels so you can lift it hydraulically. If you have a bigger tractor, you can use the 3-point hitch, but you need a big tractor for this. This is a 50-horse Coyote, brand spanking new. Now we're planting this field green. In other words, we're going to plant it, and then I'm going to go over it and spray it later. It was raining. It rains every day, which figures, you know, when you want rain, you don't have it. When you need to plant, it's raining all the time. When you have thatch like this, you want to try and roll your thatch down so it's the same direction as what you're planting, because what we have now is when you go crossways and your cutter wheels are going across that, it rides up over it or it pins it down in the soil and leaves an airspace. So what you want is to plant the same direction. Now I can, in ideal circumstances, we'd have something to roll this down with, but we don't. If you do like ryegrass or wheat in the fall, and you roll it down in the dough stage, then you can terminate that pretty nice, it'll die. So, you know, if you don't have a crimper, you know, you gotta have money to have this stuff. So, hopefully it'll stop raining today, and we'll be able to spray right over the top of this with glyphosate and terminate the weeds that are coming up here. We have a lot of different things, a couple of different kinds of grass, milkweed here, and ragweed, all different things. So hopefully it'll come together. We'll see. By the way, this is the correct density to plant switchgrass for bedding. You don't want it too thick. If you look out over that way, it's way too thick, and deer don't really use it. They'll use the edge of it. If you want to use it for screening, put it in thick. If you want to use it for bedding, you put it in at this density, and you can see that. You can see through it a little bit, but it gives you cover. It also can have forage in between the bunch grasses. Now, unfortunately in here we have a lot of ground vetch. I don't know where it came from, but I got it in some seed and it took off in here, so it's always something. But if you could get something like red clover to grow in there in between the bunch grasses, you'd have pretty good bedding cover. This is about, these seed heads are a little over 6 feet tall, and then the dense part is probably 5 feet tall, so it's pretty good. Okay, I have to say that this Genesis drill, this is the first time I ever used one. I'm very impressed with it. It's pretty simple to use and does a very nice job. The way you can tell if a seed drill is working right, you don't really see a lot of seeds laying on top. Everything's down in the crease where it needs to be, where the coulters open the ground. And just every once in a while you'll see a bean on top. There's one there. There's one there. Very few, and I don't see any sunflowers on top. They're hard to see anyway, but the other drill I was using, I had all kinds of seed laying on the top of the ground. So, especially when it's a little stony. This field's not very stony. It's a very fine silt, light soil. So it's pretty easy to plant, actually, especially when it's real wet like this. The drill went right through the grass, the turf and everything, and a lot of this dead foxtail that came up last year. We had foxtail in here 5 feet tall. I think this is foxtail, I'm not sure. I can't tell grass from one from the other when they're small. But we're on our last couple of passes here for this 1.5 acres. It only took, I'd say 45 minutes to do that. And then we'll go do another 1.5 acres, and then I have a couple small food plots back in the woods that I'll plant by hand today, and then we'll get to spraying. And then we'll be set for the summer. It only takes one weekend. Now I rented this guy for $150. My client there got himself a brand new tractor, and I got it from Hoover Tractor in Mifflinburg. Good place to buy a tractor, by the way. Okay, so the Genesis seed drill. Can't say enough good about it. It's fantastic. I planted 3 acres today, and I don't see any seed on the top of the ground. My cover crop seed mix stayed mixed and together all the way to the very end. The metering was perfect. What I figured for this 3 acres was exactly what we put in the bin, and that's exactly what we got. Super impressed with it. Everything's planted very nicely. You can see the nice rows we got. I guess you can see that. And all we got to do now is just wait for it to pop up. And this afternoon now we're going to spray this grass, get that all killed off, and allow the seeds that we planted to come up. We have many different species coming up in here, and it'll probably outclass our beans, peas. My mix had sunflowers in it, some brassica in it, some rape actually, and buckwheat. So that should make a really good soil conditioner. My soil health should be excellent come fall, and then we'll put in brassicas and winter wheat in the fall. That'll take us all the way through till spring again, when we can plant our beans and our warm season plants again. So, okay, so that's something I recommend if you got the money and you got acres to plant. I used a Land Pride last year and it sucked actually. I didn't get half of my seed under the ground where it belongs. It was really tough to cut through some of this turf that we have here and dead grass. The Genesis went right through that grass, no problem.